Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Um, I decided to go back actually. I don't know, I'll probably post the original stuff too, but I'm going to see, because I kind of felt off about the whole Leliana thing. Um, I felt like I didn't choose the choices that my character would have. I was just kind of going off of Mass Effect, and I think I'm playing this game too much like Mass Effect because I'm worried that, like, if people don't like me, that we're not gonna survive at the end type thing, you know, like. But so far, I'm not. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that is indicative of that really. Um, I did read online that um, the card will change for the person according to how much they like you. Like the color will change or something. So, like, get whiter or blacker if they like you or if they don't. And so, I haven't really talked to him at all, and he seems to be just fine. And I think Cassandra did disapprove of something I did once. But these guys, like, I don't know, like I guess there's not really a bar to tell you what's going on with everybody. It's just that some people say they noticed that the cards' colors changed. When they were. What the heck is up with that picture up there? It's like a conniving, creepy person. But yeah, I guess like it gets brighter or darker or redder depending. Anyway, I'm going to talk to Leliana, and if I like this option better, then I am gonna play through everything I just did, which is a lot. So we'll see.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no?
No.
What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
I can't speak for Andraste.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
Maybe you should be angry at the people who murdered her.
If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the Divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm not really the best person to talk to.
Oh,
Doesn't the
boy.
Chantry have people for this?
So I should let a priest comfort me? No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this.
I don't mind.
It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come.
You gotta talk to somebody.
To work, then. We will speak later.
Oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay, so that was fine.
So it's true. Butler has stand on us.
I love
hope my
her
heart
accent.
was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports.
Let's see how this goes.
There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
I wish to remain silent.
It will be done.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Well, I guess that didn't really change anything. I'll probably still upload this just so you can see that. I feel like my character isn't necessarily a paragon of virtue. She's not a, devil may care type person, but she's an elf too. Human affairs, while she is entangled with them now, she's not, like, it's a different cultural divide, I think, type thing. Like she probably understands the ruthlessness that she has to do, like, and with the working with the information that she's got. Like Leliana has to deal with a lot of stuff. I don't really want to play through everything. It was a lot of stuff. But, well, let's talk to her again.
Reports of fate rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not.
They're just people.
It's not right.
Like I don't, it's like, it's weird to me. It's like, she's like, some of them were better people than me. And it's like, well, yeah, there are some regular people who are better than you and some regular people who are not better than you. You are well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You met the hero?
You have a history with the warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
I had the privilege of calling her friend before she died. The world seemed much duller after that. It still does.
Huh. Interesting.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball.
Huh?
She was the Antivian ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party.
No way.
We've been friends ever since.
That's awesome.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board.
What?
And that's all I'm saying about it.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Okay, let's talk to her again.
Did you need something?
I think I might have to go back and play, because I think I might upload some of them, but I was just like, I was really rushing when I played last night. Plus it was like really crazy busy in my house, and I was like, there was a lot of distractions, and I was just rushing, and I didn't feel right. Like, I didn't talk very much to like Leliana, Cassandra, or Cullen, and that's just not how I do things. And I was just like trying to get stuff done. Like, I was like, I gotta talk to Mother Giselle, because having that freaking little thing up in the corner of the screen is supremely annoying, and it just irks me. But it's like, no matter what, I can complete one, and there's always gonna be another one there. I just need to like take a step back and calm myself and remember how I like to play. Plus, this game is massive. Like, it's and I'm used to Mass Effect lately, but it's like I need to stop trying to play Mass Effect or Assassin's Creed, because the collectibles, oh my gosh, the collectibles, like, it's ridiculous. So I need to try and stop. I just need to like relax and take it easy. So,
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
okay. Tell me about yourself.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Got any stories?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Oh, come on.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I trained to be a spy from a young age. Learned from the best. For a while, I was wildly happy. I loved the thrill of that life, the danger. But nothing lasts forever. I went into hiding, and when I emerged, the Divine called on me. She presented me with my own network of spies, and said I was the only one she could trust.
Wow.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
Yeah, like now.
I'm listening.
Thank you. You're just...
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
Why don't you join my party?
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Interesting. Okay. What is the left hand?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
I see.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
Yeah. I mean,
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life.
Oh.
Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it. And somehow that made her unworthy.
That's weird.
And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
Sounds like a spy master.
So you were her spy master too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I see. Why start an Inquisition?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
No, I think, to me, it's like, it's a natural thing. It's like, wait, no, you want to just stop at mages? Like, that's ridiculous. No, we're just going to destroy the Chantry, and we're going to remake it, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes.
That's good.
It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
She's not the god, you know? She is just the prophetess. That was a stupid question. I didn't like it.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia.
But you were very young.
When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea.
I guess you must have been very, very, very young.
I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
See, I like that she can still smile about it, you know, like tell a good
We'll
story
talk more later.
and laugh, you know? Okay, now we're gonna go talk
Master Harry
to...
said that without more law, he won't be able to get paid.
I know, shut up. I did that on the other one, but we haven't done it yet. But right now I'm gonna go talk to the people. Cullen and Cassandra are out here.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
That fur
We've
looks
received
weird.
a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
Well, it wasn't my choice.
That wasn't my idea.
I'd be concerned if it was. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Everything's a mess. You trust in the Inquisition?
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
I do like your enthusiasm, but I'm already heart talking with somebody else. I don't mind.
You understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
As you were, soldier. Okay, I'm gonna try talking to him again. I'm just gonna follow you.
Did you need something?
Boop, 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 boop. Investigate. Tell me about Templar life.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Oh man, oh, so many questions. How are Templars trained?
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you like it?
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the Chant of Transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task.
I'm sure.
I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
You were human. Tell me about the vows.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of Lyria and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
I'm curious. Oh god, no! Would you just stop it? No. I'm curious, like how he was able to leave so easily. Like I thought they would like hunt him down or something. What do Templars do?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages?
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here.
Interesting.
Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession, at least.
Interesting, okay. So he sees where he was perhaps at fault a little bit. So you lived in a circle.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Wake up, eat breakfast.
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for
Ah.
instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do you not speak to the mages?
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges.
Oh, yeah.
If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
Yeah. Why'd you become a Templar?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
Wow. That isn't very old.
13. That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18.
Makes
The Order
sense.
sees you trained and educated first.
Yeah, where is your family at?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
I think that was everything we wanted to
Was there
ask.
something you needed?
Why did the Templars leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
Okay, what changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
In that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. And I sympathize with their frustrations.
Indeed. Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
What? Why did we all of a sudden get this? How to act feral. I cannot say it. I assume Lady Sidonia. I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchalette. Our behavior of late, you see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all Theodosian cultures and not just Orlaise. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter has taken a particular interest in Ferelden. Now I can't think of it. Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calenad, which seems to have developed into a borderline infatuation. She stared at me, eyes wide, when I told her how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her about Calenad. How the Fereldans say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, and his chin more chiseled than the tallest peak in the Frostbacks. Twice now I've had to tear down drawings she stacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Wow. Then we moved on to the werewolf, which was even worse. As you may already know, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion. But you know, Fereldans and their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of a wolf men set the little mistress's imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marchalette was running through the mansion wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the Darkspawn. Oh crap, I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed against all that confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure to tutor results in my immediate dismissal. A letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer.
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honley. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
That was weird. Why did that pop up? That was really weird. I thought it would maybe have something to do with the conversation. You were away a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Varric is from Kirkwall.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence.
What?
Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face. It's bad for my health.
I'm sure it is. Tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city.
Oh, wow.
The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad.
Oh,
Other than that, it was fine.
it was fine. Tell me about the rebellion.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yeah, right. I
Yes.
did, yeah.
But you were there.
There was tension between
Size.
mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
Wow.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
I understand.
I'll let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Yep, just let me check and make sure you don't have
Did you
anything
need
else to say.
something?
Tell me about your colleagues.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Tell me about the soldiers.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order.
Oh, good.
They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
Makes sense. What do you think of Leliana?
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Leliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Makes sense.
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
Okay.
I should let you get back to work.
Alright, I think that was everything. But Cassandra is over here. What? You're all... Give up... What? Is that an offshoot? Well, no. What? I thought she was straight. You need stronger dummies.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
And maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing?
Yes.
What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What do you think?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see.
Trust your gut.
And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
I think that he wants us to do what we think is best.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't
She
I?
did have a choice. But you did have to do it.
My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
You did have cause.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
Nah.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. I'm curious. Do you even believe in the Maker?
I believe in elven gods.
I'm Dalish. I believe in our own gods.
And there's no room among your gods for one more? I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Or where we take it. I prefer to think we have more control over our own destinies. The Maker, I think for her, the Maker can exist too. It's not necessarily one or the other, you know?
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
That's so nice of her. Geez, asking me the questions. I'll tell her.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north, but clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
I was thinking about this earlier. I don't think I would have hated it, but I think she was kind of a loner. So, eventually.
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
You and Solus. Suspicious.
You're a very suspicious person.
Crap.
You know that.
She slightly disapproves.
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentagast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne.
Whoa.
I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
Aw, I didn't mean to make her all suspicious. I really should save before I start talking to people.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentagasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all.
Whoa.
And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentagasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Is that why you left?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that.
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft.
Oh,
Most
cool.
are fat and lazy.
Uh-oh.
They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories.
You would
My
not
brother
fit
was
there.
all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Agni. Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Tell me about Navarra.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me.
Oh.
What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage.
Oh.
My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus, I
Yikes.
did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then, I realized I knew it not at all.
Yeah, that's, why your uncle?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus.
Oh.
The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
What?
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage.
What?
Still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like
Oh.
priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis.
Whoa.
Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so
Strange.
fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
She did not fit in to her place there.
So you were the right hand to the divine.
She's much better off
Divine
here.
Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact.
Oh.
The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
Yeah.
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker.
No.
I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My
Wow.
reward was becoming her right hand.
What do you do? The left hand is the sneaky one. She's the obvious one.
What does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Leliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
I see.
You thought she could really change things.
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in.
Interesting.
It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change.
I see.
I only wish she had lived to see it.
How did you become the right
So,
hand?
what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste,
Yep.
you really want to hear
You
that?
aren't getting away from it.
It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened
Well,
yesterday.
you guys look very
The tale
young.
gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Well, that's how stories work.
That's what happens with stories that become legends.
I am not a legend, nor was I
You
then.
are a legend.
I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
Of course.
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral.
Woo!
But I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died.
So, how
Yet
do you
I
feel about
became
mages?
the right hand, and they are forgotten.
I see. You're delightful. What the? What is? What became of the mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the conclave.
Oh. You're still a hero regardless. But that's impressive.
An impressive tale. I can see why people enjoy telling it.
Just wait till they start telling stories about you.
I'll let you get back to work.
Awesome. Yes, don't cut my head off, please. Okay, well, I'm gonna call this episode here really quick, and figure out what I'm gonna do with everything now. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.